In the last tutorial, we loaded our animals into the project. Now, let's look at some ways you can customize the layout to make the application look even better. You might remember that the images on the start screen didn't fit well and ended up being a little cropped. So the question is, should we resize the images or adjust the image container? Imagine a scenario where the project requires 1,000 images, and they do not necessarily fit in the default template. It wouldn't be practical to resize all the images using an image editor. Instead, it's much easier to modify the container template once and apply it to all images. In this section, we'll look at modifying the templates for the start page and the group detail page. First, open standardstyles.xaml located in the Common folder. Find the data template element whose name is standard 250 by 250 item template. This template is used on the start page to show the animal items. We need to increase the dimensions of the containers. To do this, in the next line, change the widths and heights of 250 by 250 to 320 by 240. Next, we will decrease the height for the item title. Currently, the height is set to 60, and we need to change this to 48. Because we left the subtitles empty, there is no need to keep the corresponding text block, so we can remove it or comment it out. Now that we've finished with the start page, we'll move on to improving the group detail page. One issue is the bird's group picture is not horizontally aligned with the eagle image. Another problem is the dimensions of the images are not correct. Finally, one last improvement to be made is decreasing the margins between the items on the right side. As you remember, we left the subtitles empty, so now we'll remove the corresponding text block container to make the page look more presentable. So let's start making some modifications. Open the group detail page.xaml, and there is a grid view for the horizontal scrolling. Find the grid view header and remove or comment out the subtitle text block to align the group image with the items. On the next line, decrease the height to 360 and add a width of 480. Please note that our original images are 960 by 720. This creates an image half the size of the original, but still to scale. So that's it for this page. Now that we've fixed the layout issues with the group image on the left, we need to correct the layout issues for the items on the right. To do this, open standardstyles.xaml and find the data template called standard 500 by 130 item template. There, decrease the width of the image container from 480 to 360 and decrease the margin from 10 to 0. This moves the items closer to each other. Next, to preserve the aspect ratio of the animal images on the right, we will change the width in the border element to 150. Please note, the original image sizes of our animals' items are 600 by 450, therefore scaling them down by 1/4. Finally, in the same data template, find the text block that is bound to the subtitle and either remove it or comment it out. Launch the application again by pressing F5 or the play button. And verify the changes for the birds group and the items. Notice that the layout looks cleaner and more presentable. Next up, we'll look at orientation.